Hi guys, let's talk through our algebra rules so far. So when we're multiplying, a minus multiplied by a minus gives me a plus, plus multiplied by a plus gives me a plus, minus multiplied by a plus gives me a minus, and a plus multiplied by a minus gives me a minus. When we're adding and subtracting, we have to be very careful that we always pick the sign beside the biggest number. So for example, if I have minus 2x plus 3x, the biggest number is 3 and the sign that's stuck to that is 3. So my sum ends up being minus 2 plus 3, so my answer ends up being plus 1. When we're multiplying like letters, we add the indices. So for example, if I have x multiplied by x, I'm left with x squared. If I have 2x multiplied by x, it's still 2x squared. And this is where our sign, number, letter rule comes into place. We do the sign first, then our numbers, and then our letters. So now when we're starting to solve equations, we want to figure out what x is actually equal to. So first things first, if it's just x equal to 2, well, our answer is nice and easy. Remember, when there's no number in front of my x, we always imagine that it's a 1. Let's think of a different example. What if we had something like 2x is equal to 8? Well, in this instance, I have to deal with the 2 because I want to be left with just one x on this side. And the easiest way to do that is to divide by the same number. So I'm going to be left with 2x divided by 2. And what we do to one side, we must do to the other. So I'm also going to divide it by 2. We always divide by the number that's stuck onto the x, not the number that has no letter. So 2 divided by 2 leaves me with 1x, and 8 divided by 2 leaves me with 4. So now we'll have to come up with some different rules, division rules. So if I have a plus and I'm dividing it by a plus, I'm left with a plus. If I have a minus and I'm dividing it by a minus, I'm left with a plus. If I'm a minus dividing into a plus, it's a minus, and if I have a plus being divided by a minus, it is still a minus. Let's put that into action. So for example, if I had minus 5x is equal to 20, I would be dividing across by minus 5. So it would be minus 5x divided by minus 5, which is equal to 20 divided by minus 5. So minus 5 divided by minus 5, if we follow our rules up here, a minus divided by minus gives me a plus. So I'm left with x, or plus 1x is equal to, and now I have a minus, or plus divided by a minus, so I'm going to be left with some kind of minus answer, and 20 divided by 5 to leave me with 4. So my answer overall is x is equal to 4. Okay guys, let's make things a little bit harder. So what happens if I end up having two numbers in my equation that have no letter? Let's give you an example. If I had 3x plus 12 equals to 21. I know that I need to have all my x's on one side and all my numbers on one side. So I have to do something with this 12. My best idea would be to get rid of it from this side. So how do I get rid of plus 12? Well, it's easy. I take away 12. And if I take away 12 from one side, I have to do it to the other side. So my equation ends up looking a little bit like this. Plus 12 minus 12 is equal to 21 minus 12. So what happens is they cancel each other out because plus 12 minus 12 is equal to 0. and I'm left with 3x equals to 21 minus 12. So 21 minus 12 is equal to 9. So I'm left with 3x is equal to 9. And then we're back to our normal way of solving them. Divide each side by 3. And we're left that x is equal to 3. Let's do another one of those. So say I have 3c plus 4 is equal to minus 20. So, again, I have to do something to that plus 4 because I want the 3c to be left by itself. So the easiest way to get rid of that is to take it away. So I'm 3c plus 4 minus 4 is equal to minus 20 minus 4, because what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Minus 4 plus 4 is equal to 0, so I'm left with 3c is equal to minus 20 minus 4. So I'm left with minus 24. Then we're dividing across by 3 to leave me with an answer of c is equal to minus 8. Minus because I'm dividing a minus by a plus. Let's combine a few of our algebra skills together now. So if I'm given a sum that looks like this, 3 bracket x minus 2 is equal to 6. Well, our brackets mean multiply, so 3 multiplied by x is 3x, and 3 multiplied by 2 is 12. And if we notice our sign, it's a plus multiplied by a minus, so that's going to give me a minus. And all of that is still equal to 6. So first thing I have to do is try and get the 3x by itself. So I have to do something with my minus 12x. And the easiest thing for me to get rid of a minus 12 is to add a 12 on. And what I do to one side, I must do to the other. So I'm ending up with something that looks a little bit like this. 3x minus 12 plus 12 is equal to 6 plus 12. The two 12s cancel each other out, so I'm left with 3x is equal to 6 plus 12, which is 18. Then to finish off my sum, I divide the same way we've been doing. So I divide across by the number that is attached onto the x, which is 3 in this case. So I'm left with x is equal to 6. Let's try one with 2 brackets. It's a little bit different. So my sum reads 4 bracket x minus 1, close the bracket, is equal to 2 bracket 3x minus 7. Now we treat this sum the exact same way we treat the others. So what we do is we do our BIMDAS. So our first letter is B, so we deal with our brackets. Our brackets mean multiply. So I'm left with 4x minus 4 equaled to 6x minus 14. Now, I'm going to deal with this side first, and then I'll deal with that side. I want to get rid of the minus 4. So we treat that the exact same way. We would write it 4x minus 4 plus 4 is equal to 6x minus 14 plus 4. Don't forget what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. They cancel each other out, and my new equation looks like 4x is equal to 6x minus 14 plus 4. Now we need to get all of the x's on the same side. So I need to move that plus 6x. So the easiest way for me to do that is to subtract it. So I might write something like 4x minus 6x is equal to 6x minus 6x minus 10. Not forgetting that minus 14 plus 4 is equal to 10. They cancel each other out, and all of a sudden I'm left with 4x minus 6x, which leaves me with minus 2x equal to minus 10. Now we finish our sum off in the exact same way, and we divide across by the number stuck onto my x. In this case, that's minus 2. And what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So minus 2, a minus divided by a minus gives me a plus, and 2 divided by 2 gives me 1. So I'm left with plus 1x is equal to minus divided by a minus is a plus, and 2 divided by 10 is 5. So in this case, my x is equal to 5.